Hey everybody, Asher here, and it is time for something new. Star Traders Frontier, a game that is in early access from the Trese Brothers. So that's all very fun and exciting. This is a game that I've been really enjoying playing off camera, so I wanted to see kind of how a series would look on here. This is a game that obviously is about trading and exploring space, but there's so much more than that. There's some interesting worlds and areas to explore, things to do, things to kill, ship combat to do, ground combat that's kind of a lot like Darkest Dungeon, and really some interesting systems that go into play. It's a very big game for being early access. So what we're going to do in this video is to kind of go through the character creation. You can see why this is episode 0. And we'll go into a little bit at the start before we dive into the game proper. So if you're looking for a playthrough of this game and already know about the character creation, by all means go to episode 1. But let's go ahead and hit the new captain button here. Now we have a lot of different options. You can see that we have some profiles and everything like that. And I mean, I could just really go from there, but let's make a new template right here, and we'll just call this the I can't spell YouTube, but typing is definitely fun. So there are a few things that you need to consider if you're making a character in Star Traders Frontier. How it works is that you have different priorities, and you can set these things up or set these things down, and it changes what you're able to do. You can see we have an invalid template right here. But what we're going to make today is a kind of trading character. So to do that, we're just going to move some of these things around. First off, I like attributes up top. Attributes are a little bit harder to earn than everything else in the game. So we'll do attributes, then skills. We want to have a ship at level 3 because that's going to give us the best trading ship that we can reasonably get to start with, while also getting good attributes and everything else. And then we'll put experience all the way down at the bottom, so too bad, so sad. Now there's a lot of different classes that we can choose, and those will have some different perks, traits, things like that, and everything. But since we are level 1, since levels are fairly easy to come by, shouldn't be too bad. We're going to be a merchant though, so merchant rank 1. Captain starts at level 1. You'll be joined by level 1 officers and level 1 crew. We have negotiate, command, and tactics. Traits is charmer and gossip. And we'll go into a lot of what those means later on, but I'm just highlighting them now. It's about what you'd expect from a merchant to be. So merchant, I shouldn't have the little pirate symbol there, but we'll get it out. Let's go to attributes next, because since we know we're going to be a merchant, there's some attributes, and this is very much the Dungeons and Dragons style. Charisma, dexterity, constitution, charisma, wisdom, and other, because they just kind of lumped intelligence and wisdom into the same thing. But resilience is kind of your other one. And since we're going to be trading, we want a lot of charisma. There are a lot of checks that have to do with wisdom. I do like resilience here pretty early, and you can see we've done most of our stuff here, so we're going to keep fortitude up here. You'll see why later that we're not maxing this. We're not so much going for our physical attributes. We'll let our crew do our heavy lifting for us. But charisma, and a lot of events that involve talking or taking care of things, that's kind of what we're going to want. Now skills, sort of the same thing here. And if we move this up or down, that does change how many points you get. Like you can see 8 skill points assigned versus 15 skill points assigned. There's a lot of different ways you can build, and a lot of different ideas for what you might want to do. Like if you're being more combat oriented, definitely go for some of these things. And then you see blades, rifles, and pistols will have some effects as well in space combat, but mostly this is ground versus space. And then you have your personal skills. We're doing a lot of personal skills today. Like negotiate, we want pretty high. Command, we want a little bit of it. And then let's do some tactics as well. And we do have little explanations here. Every point in tactics grants a 1% chance of scoring a critical hit. Whenever attacking in crew combat, and like I said, this tactics apply to some other stuff as well, but ship. Now this is where if you start with your ship at all the way at the bottom, you get one of these tiny things, and don't get me wrong, these ships are serviceable. If you put your money all the way out there, you can buy something cheaper, or you can get one of these really big things. But I'm prioritizing attributes a little bit more. So we're going to go with the Galtac Freighter. The freighter was designed for long-haul shippers, putting emphasis on both fuel economy, expanded cargo capacity, and a customizable hull, giving traders, smugglers, and explorers the flexibility to customize. It starts at 24 crew. Maybe the most important part of this ship is the expanded hull capacity. We do have a 2,600 or 260,000 credit or whatever budget, but we get 20% back of it as a starting bonus. So here's our ship, and then contacts as well. Now we have all different kinds of contacts that we can play around with, and we are going to get a prince contact early from the story missions. So I definitely want to get, well, I say I definitely want to get things. Let's get a spice trader, just because that's fun. Yes, there is spice in this game, and if you're familiar with Dune, or if you're like me, casually familiar with Dune, spice kind of has a lot of the same roundabouts here in the game, but you'll get a better sense of that in a little bit. And then we have a prince that is a potential person up here, but we already have one contact with that. We'll get a politician, not as powerful as a prince, but an ambitious friend can be better than one with a comfortable seat. Very true. So these give different options for things that you can get, like discounted spice is fun, trade permits. We want people that can give us trade permits, but these are not the only contacts we're going to have. There's a lot of other things that we can get in the time frame. So look at this, we have a valid template. After all of that, attributes, skills, ship, contracts, experience. We can save the template as well, YouTube, hooray. And there we go, we're a merchant, and so when we launch, that's not all there is to it. Now that's a really cool character. You know, I may just go and keep that person right there. We do have all these customization options for uniforms and face, like we can just scroll through and see. But I've gotten a little lazy with these things over the years, where like I could meticulously go after people that look like us, or we can just go. If there's a game that has a random button, I'll mash that until I get something that I want. But we'll change the map here a little bit. I do have the option of inserting a seed here, but let's go create a new map. We have different options here. We could do 20 quadrants, 30 quadrants. We can even go up to maximum 40 quadrants. Are huge and unforgiving at times, leaving large swaths of territory dangerous wild or in the hands of your enemies. Oh, and we will have enemies. So let's do 30 quadrants. Standard density, feature the best mix of clusters, alternate routes. We can do scattered, which is kind of small. Packed density, tightly linked clusters of quadrants with the occasional longer corridor between them. And max density, you know, I'm going to do packed. I have played on max, and it is pretty max. We could do sparse, that'd be kind of fun. But instead of standard, let's go packed, just to put things a little bit closer. So we have 4 things, but they're kind of closer together. We'll just call this YT packed. That's worked. Now I'm not going to enter a seed here, but we will get a seed generated from this somewhere. So the only other things that we can do here, there is basic difficulty, which I have played on before, and I mean that's more just to learn the ropes. You get a lot of things that are safe, enemies are easier, risks are less, rewards are more, profits are more. And we could go normal. You can't, once you get to hard, you start getting permadeath. Your captains, everyone can die. And impossible, I have not actually seen anyone on YouTube or Twitch running impossible yet. Maybe that can be us one day. But I'm going to go for, I was debating, I could go for normal, but I think I'm going to go for challenging. A challenging run seems fun enough. It's going to give us some interesting play. It means we could blow up pretty early, but I like that the risks are not discounted anymore. We still get some combat boost, we still get some profits and bonus XP. So those are all pretty good, but maybe the most important thing is that the captain never dies, officer and crew get a death save, and there are a lot of little dice rolls in this game. We'll talk about that later on. And a chance to fatality, which means if your crew doesn't always die, even when events can actually kill them. So let's go ahead and select this. So Captain Zidovisky, yeah, that works. That works pretty well. We can't randomize the name, but we'll go with this. So what I'm going to do now, we have our character created. The only other thing I could potentially do is manually assign talents. And we're going to have an opportunity to put talents on characters anyway eventually, I believe. But this adds a lot of micromanagement that honestly, if you're a min-maxer and you're playing this on your own, that's definitely a fun thing to do, to kind of work with if that's what you like to do. But there is enough micromanagement in this game as is. For video purposes, I'm not going to check this box, but it's an option. Kind of like another option that's there is custom, where you can set things exactly how you want it to. But we're going to do challenging. One more thing I almost forgot to do is changing faction. We have all different kinds of factions, and you can determine what they have. We have like economy, +2 starport, syndicate recart, +4 spice, +2 government. Those are zone bonuses for various places here. I'm going to do the Maklumnu. That's probably not how it's pronounced. These are the trader people here. We get +5 economy in all of their zones, which is going to be very helpful to start out with. +3 government. And so select. So, Zidovisky, I think we are good to go. So I'm not going to stop the video here. We're going to do a little bit of the introductory stuff here and dive into the substantive gameplay in the next video. So this one's still going to be short, but not this short. Let's go ahead and hit that launch button. Alright, so 1 year ago, I became a star trader captain. Step 4, Captain Zidovisky, is there we are. From our family, you have been chosen to inherit your great uncle's charter. I'm willing. Oh, well, I hope so, because you inherited it. We know you can repay our choice by bringing Clan Makalumne wealth and prosperity. So this is what she says. I abandoned my life as a grav and took to the stars. I am the master of my ship. I answer no one except my officers and crew. This intro kind of has an endless space vibe to it. In the void, we live by the unique code of the star traders. We make our own way among the stars. We stay alive and take care of our ship no matter what. Life of a spacer is a hard one, but my officers have my back. There's our officers. And together, we face the void. So this is the void. And we're orbiting Xenos, which is another planet here. We could skip some of the story stuff, but I'll just go into it just to give you a little bit of the background here. So, Captain, we've reached stable orbit trajectory over Xenos. Should we engage the void engine? Let the engines rest. We need a minute for council officers gather round. You all heard the message that I received at the starport today. Makalumnu Prince has requested that we transport a Zendu Arbiter to his system. He is willing to pay handsomely, it seems. Speak your minds. So this is Allure McGee. Oh my god, McGee of all the things. So where's the hat boys? Oh my god, I can't even get that right. So, Captain, this woman is an arbiter. She may be one of the most dangerous people in the galaxy, but also one of the most powerful. Meanwhile, Mathaus Molmet, that your parents didn't love you if they named you that, I guess. It also means she is one of the Zendu bloodline like the Templars. It's rare that a Star Trader captain is called to help an arbiter. Miss Estelle Brockstrom could be a valuable ally. I heard said that working for a Zendu can be a curse and a blessing. She claims that she only needs a short lift across the quadrant. The pay would be good. There's much to consider. Your thoughts are appreciated. Dismissed. So, own thought bubbles as well. Arbiter Estelle Brockstrom is waiting for us at Tarmaga City and needs passage to the court of Prince Callaghan Fane, or Callahan. Both she and the prince could be powerful allies. However, if we wish to avoid entanglements, we can go our own way. So we have a waypoint to Tarmaga City, and we can check the mission list. So we don't necessarily have to go there first. And these people are going to say how to play, move around with the mouse wheel. Current waypoint is set to the Arbiter's location, so we can sail to navigate. Let's look and see what our sector, or our quadrant looks like. Ooh, that's brutal. That's brutal. I like having more things in the middle than everything spread out on the side. So what we're going to do here is we've done our character creation, we've done a little bit of our introduction. We could potentially go here, but if we look at our mission list, we do have pretty much as much time as we want to get the story started. You don't have to do the story right away. But I'm going to go a little bit more into the game basic mechanics next time. This is Asher. I think this is a reasonable character creation kind of start out video, and we're going to dive into the substantive gameplay next time. So thanks for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments if you have other requests or want to see things. By all means, let me know if you have questions. I'm happy to answer them. But we're going to do this again very soon. Thanks for watching. Take care.